In this video, I would like to explain the card ADR712 and its big brother 718, which is an input model card. ADR712 has up to two input models, and with an additional extension on the card of the ADR712, I can get an additional 6 more. In other words, I have 8 input models. Let's go. ADR712, an input model which looks like this. I'll do a close-up now. What we see over here is exactly like the ADR723. We have an OK when it's red, flickering, so it means it's this data, everything's working. When it's yellow over here, it means there's a trouble. When it's lit red, steady, it means that it was activated. Then we have SLC, 24 volts input, and then we have 24 volts output. That goes to appliances like beam detector, aspiration system, gas detector, flame detector, something that needs to get 24 volts from us, but it has to be resettable. In other words, when I press reset, it will stop the 24 volts to those appliances for about 15 seconds. Then we see on the right hand side IDC and IDC2, and then we have the LED of each IDC. So when IDC1 is activated, this red light of IDC1 is also activated. The resistors over here are 5.1 kilo ohm. Like the ADR723, this is also galvanic isolated. We can see the same optocoupler like we had in the 723. In other words, the SLC plus minus has got nothing to do with the 24 volts plus minus. On the top left corner, we can see also deep switches. These deep switches determine how many addresses this card will give us. In other words, if we program it address number 5, for instance, we can tell the control panel to monitor only address number 5 or number 5 and 6, or it can give 4 addresses or 8 addresses. In order to get 4 addresses and 8 addresses, we connect another card above this card, and then it will become a card that is called ADR718. After we connected the card above the ADR712, it becomes 718. In other words, we have 2 at the bottoms input IDCs and an additional 6 inputs above. And then we can see the same LEDs from IDC3 up until IDC8. This card is perfect for conventional detectors that do not have an address, and we would like to give them an address. Like a beam detector that does not have an address, but by connecting it to one of these IDC, then we can give it an address. It works on the beam detector, like I mentioned, aspiration system detector, gas detector, and a flame detector. And you can also take conventional detectors that do not have an address and connect them to one of these IDCs. Up until 25 conventional detectors, a spot detector to each IDC. The end of line of each IDC is 5.1 kilo ohm. In order to create an alarm, we have to take a resistor of 200 ohms and put it parallel to the IDC, and then the IDC will be activated and we'll have it as an alarm. For further instructions about this card, please go and have a look at the PDF of the ADR712, ADR718.